Yesterday, I did a video talking about what was going on with Black Adam, and I also talked about this. This is the new Tim Drake Robin book. It came out yesterday. I really wanted to see this for myself, and it's really, really bad. Now, the reason that I'm highlighting it and talking about it is because it shows you just how bad mainstream comics have become. First off, this is such a bait and switch. This cover actually looks pretty good. If the art inside of this book looked like this cover, I would be a little bit less harsh on it because the writing is still awful. The problem in modern comic books right now is the fact that people just keep failing upwards. They write a lousy book, it gets lousy sales, and then they move up to bigger books. I would say Tim Drake Robin is a pretty big book because it's a very beloved character that DC Comics has had no idea what to do with because they have so many Robins running around. So they're like, well, we'll just reboot Tim Drake Robin as a LBGT romance Tumblr book, which is what it is, because the book revolves around him and his boyfriend eating food and proclaiming their love for each other, and then there's 2 or 3 pages of action. It's nowhere near as good as the books that came before it. So the art style in here is just god-awful. I just want to point this out. This is some of the worst art I've ever seen in a superhero book. Now, people get confused on this. This is an actual style, okay? But it belongs more in a comedy book, some kind of Tumblr book, a webtoon or something. This does not belong in a superhero comic. It just doesn't fit. It does not fit. Second, why does Tim Drake look like a 14-year-old boy? Tim Drake is in his 20s. But for some reason, ever since they decided that they were going to make him gay, they've made him look like a teenager. And it's really strange. And this isn't the only book that does this, by the way. Marvel does it with Iceman. When they decided that Bobby Drake was going to come out of the closet, they aged him down too. It's this weird thing in comic books. I don't get it. They're men. They're in their mid-20s. Stop making them look like teenage boys. It's weird. It's weird. Superhero comics should have art styles like this. And this is something you don't get as much anymore. This is why this campaign that Young Rippa did so damn good. Almost hit $4 million. That's amazing. And look at this art. This art's awesome. It's great. Great art. Look at this book that John Malin is putting out right now. This is like Graveyard Shift 4. He's put out a whole bunch now. And all of the art in these look great. This looks like a superhero comic book. This does not. This does not look like a superhero comic book. And the writing is awful. Once again, characters sitting around eating. It's stupid. I have the whole issue, by the way. I went into Amazon and got the Kindle version, and it's as bad as you would think it is. Here's some more random art. Let me zoom in on this. Like, they got rid of their Comixology app. I don't know why. This runs like shit in the browser. At least the other one, I could do this thing where you would zoom in on one panel. This is all they let you do now, is just like a quick zoom. Here's him in the costume. Still looks pretty bad. I'm not feeling this art. This is awful. And you compare this to something that came out in the 90s. This is like when Tim Drake Robin first appeared right here. This is his second solo series. It's a 4-issue miniseries, and it's fantastic, by the way. You compare that to the art you're getting here, and it's just a night and day difference. Why are comic books digressing or regressing like they are nowadays? It's insane. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is him then. Like, see how he looks here and looks now? It's very strange. Very strange. I also wanted to see what are the reviewers saying about it. So I found this website, thanks to Thanking Critical's video on this, and I saw that he went here. Comic Book Roundup. Surprisingly, they gave this an accurate 6.5 because the art is atrocious. Users hate it, sitting at a 4.1. But so you've always got these shills that will come in here, and like, look at this. 9.0. Wow, you're saying this is as good as a 41 issue of Amazing Spider-Man? Like, this is a masterpiece? These are shills. Like, these people are trying to work for mainstream comics. This is a 9.0. The writing in this is atrocious. I mean, you can see it like in this. It's been almost 6 months and I'm still pinching myself. Does that make us boyfriends? Is there a timeline for that? Or does it just happen? Or should I ask? This is so bad. DC Comics has got to go. They need to just license them all out. License them all out. Let somebody else do it. Get actually talented people to come in here and work on the books. Get the guy that did this cover to do the interior, not whatever this garbage is. Put this guy on a joke book where he belongs. That's where this style belongs. Okay? Like the Harley Quinn book. I didn't read it, but that's a goofy joke book. You want to do this art style on that book? That makes sense. It doesn't make sense on a superhero book that's supposed to have somewhat, I would hope, a serious story like this was. This is a masterpiece, this book. This book is amazing. It's all about Robin's first time out, first solo adventure. Batman's there, and he's got to take down the Joker by himself. He's a new Robin. That's a story. Whatever the hell this is, this rom-com, sit down and eat bullshit, This is not a superhero story. This is a joke. That's why it's got a joke book look. People get mad. Oh, art's subjective. This is just a style. You're right. And it belongs in something like Squirrel Girl, not Tim Drake Robin. Some of these user scores, there's a really good one that was in... There's a really good one here that was in Thinking Critical's video, and I want to highlight it for you because I think that it sums up some pretty good stuff here because this is who they would want to grab for this book, and it doesn't work. I want to preface this by saying I am a longtime Tim Drake fan who happens to be bisexual. So he's also bi like Tim Drake, who was never, by the way, bi before. This is a recent thing, and it's done for media clicks and attention. It's done for attention and media. That's it. And it won't work. It never works long term. All they do is irritate fans of the book, fans of the character that have been there for a long time. And they tell them, if you don't like it, well, you're an istophobe. I harbor no ill will to any of the creative team on this book, but I have read porn parodies that are more engaging, have better understanding of Tim's character, and a better understanding of being bi. This character is not Tim Drake. This is a straight woman's fanfic version of Tim. The way the writing refers to any previous relationships he has had as settling is insulting to fans. It's somewhat misogynistic and makes Tim come across as gay instead of bi, which unintentionally contributes to bi erasure. The art is also not helping. Rosemo is not my style, but it is nowhere near as bad as Fitzmartin's writing. Now, the reason that they're saying that this is insulting to Tim fans is because Tim Drake, Robin, has always had a thing with spoiler. It's his Catwoman. And now they're saying, oh, he was just settling for her. That was just him not feeling like he was who he's really supposed to be or something. It's a joke, and it is an insult. And this is why so many people have turned away from mainstream comics. You see it in the charts. You see it in every best of whatever monthly sales chart that comes out. Manga dominates monthly, yearly. They have to use manga sales to prop up their dying industry to make it look like it's doing okay, and it's not. Nobody is excited for this art. And it'll probably do good this month. But I bet you issue 2 won't. Issue 3 won't. Issue 4 won't. It's going to fall off the face of a cliff. This is the first Robin book in over a decade. And this is what fans of the character get. It's insulting, and it really does sum up the state of DC Comics and the comic book industry as a whole, which is in bad shape. These people have come in and they've ruined the medium, killed it, and it's very sad. It's going to be all indie books in a few years, and maybe that's a good thing, right? Like, at least we're getting good stuff. Like, this looks great. This looks awesome. Isom looks awesome. Looking forward to reading these. Nor did I enjoy reading this. This was awful. I skimmed through a little bit of it because it's about him fighting some orange ape virtual monster who he gives a razor blade to. And then that thing turns back into like a nothing or whatever because it just wanted to feel like a man. So he gave it a straight razor so it could shave itself out of existence or something. It's awful writing. Writing's bad. Art's bad. Fail. Another DC Comics failure. And I really do wonder when Zaslav is going to do something about this. You have to think he will, because there's no way that this company is making money. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.